For question 3, the A standard in the KP, and for task 2 in the modelling and problem solving, you are asked to draw box and whisker plots, or side-by-side box plots. A box and whisker and a box plot are the same thing. I'm going to show you how to do those now. And to do them, we need two things. You can see here we need a Google spreadsheet, and then alongside it you should have open this website here. Have a look at the URL. Make sure you copy that one because that's the one that you're going to use. Pause it now, copy it down, even put it into one of your tabs if you want to. Now we're going to go on. So we need to come up with a 5-number summary to make a box plot. Now, box plots, what are they? We'll see shortly, but it's another way of comparing sets of data. And box plots are very interesting in that rather than looking at correlation, what they do is they look at the spread of data. So you can see here we've got two classes for science, class A and class B. And a teacher might teach both those classes, and they might want to compare them and see how they're going, to see whether they need to work harder with one class or give them some extra time in the lab or something like that. So they'll come up with their 5-number summary. Now the 5-number summaries go the minimum number, the first quartile, which means the number at the top of the bottom quarter of the class, so there's 25%, then the first quartile. The median, you know, is the middle score, so that's another 25%, and you've got to the middle. The third quartile is the top score after 75%, so that's 3/4, and then the maximum, of course, is the highest score. Now I'm going to show you how to do this using your spreadsheet so that you don't have to spend too much time doing calculations. You will in older grades, but for now you can just use your computer to help you. So to do a minimum score, we go like this. You can see that they're not arranged in any order. We don't have to. You select the data from here and you ask your computer to fix it. So let's watch. Minimum. We start off by going equals, bracket, and we start to type minimum, and you can see there it comes up. So we select minimum, and then we go and select the group of data that we want, close the brackets, and it says our minimum is 10. Let's do the same thing for our second set for class B. Equals, bracket, minimum again, and you see it comes up quickly. Your computer knows what you're trying to do. Then we select the second set. Close the brackets, and there we have. Whoa, class B, they have a little bit of a problem there, don't they? So let's come to the first quartile. Equals, brackets. Now, select the data. Now, because it's the first quartile and not the third quartile, we have to go comma 1, then close the brackets, and then we have an error. That's not very good. Let's try that again. Equals, brackets, quartile. That's what I forgot to do. You've got to tell it what you want it to do. So quartile. Select the data, comma 1, close the brackets. There we have a score. That's better. Equals, brackets, quartile. Tell it what you want. Now go class B. Comma 1, close the brackets. There we go. And so on across. So let's have a look. Median's going to be the same. Equals, bracket. We'll start to type median, and it knows median. Select it. Close the brackets. Enter. Equals, brackets, median. It knows already. Select the data. Close the brackets. There we go. Third quartile. Now remember, with the first quartile we went equals, brackets. We started to type quartile. It came up. We selected our data, but now this time we don't want the first quartile. We want the third quartile, so we go comma 3. Then again equals, brackets, quartile. Our second set of data, comma 3, close the brackets. We're almost there. Maximum, you guessed it, equals, bracket, maximum. There it is, maximum value. Select it, close the brackets. We've got it. equals their maximum. The only way you'll go wrong here is if you actually forget to give it the instruction like I did earlier on, and you forget to say whether it's a maximum or a quartile or a median or whatever. Now we've got all that information. Now the smart thing to do, so you don't have to flip back and forth from one sheet to another, is just to write down all of that information so you can see you've got 10, 12.7, 17.5, 23, 32, and then you've got 2, 11.75, 17, 19.25 and 23. If you don't write that down, you'll find that to fill in the next page, you're constantly flipping back and forth. So I now have a box plot grapher. That's what I need. And you can see here it says the number of box plots to graph. Well, I've got class A and B. I think you're going to have like hands and feet or something along those lines. So I need 2. Now my first box plot is just science A, and my scores go like this: 10 tab, 12.75 tab, 17.5 tab, 23 tab, 32. And my second one is science B, and again 2 tab, 11.75 tab, 17 tab, 19.25 tab, and then 23. Now our minimum, we're going to start with 0. Our maximum will go up to 35, and then I think that we can just go every 5. So we're happy with the width there, but we're not happy with the height. See, that height of 200 worked for one box plot, but we're having 2. So we increase that to 400, and then we simply go draw here. And you can see here, there's a comparison of the 2 classes. You can see that this is the minimum score, that's the maximum score. This is the median, the middle of the scores in that class. This is the first 25%, remember, this is the first quartile score. Now if you see 25%, another 25%, another 25%, this is 75% of the class in here, and that's the third quartile score. So once you have this, you just do a right click, and go copy image. You can now go into your Google Doc and just go paste, and you have it there to be able to talk about and analyze for question 3 in the KP and question 2 in the MPS. I hope that was helpful.